Shalom, shalom. So today we're going to work on Learn Like a Child Hebrew lesson number 3. So our letters for today are aleph, mem, and our nikkud or vowel point is the Chireq, and it makes the E sound, okay? So we're going to write them in both Paleo and Modern Hebrew, as we've been doing. And we always want to remember a couple of things. In Hebrew, we write from right to left. So from right to left, okay? And consonant, vowel, consonant is how we pronounce things with the vowel points. So our Hebrew letters are aleph and mem. Remember, we're doing this like a child, and many of us are children watching. We are focusing on getting these word pictures into our mind, and we will perfect our handwriting as we go. Okay, aleph, mem. Okay, mem also has a final form, and it looks a little something like this. So that's going to be your final mem. I'm going to put that in there because it's something that we should know. We won't necessarily use it today, but it's something that we should know for the future. Okay, Paleo does not have final forms. This is your aleph. And this is your mem. Kind of looks like a little squiggly line, like an M or wavy line with a little hook to it. And that will be the same symbol for both of these. Your vowel point is a dot. And the pronunciation of that dot is the E sound, like in B. E as in B. All right. A few people have asked me what book I refer to for the lessons, and it's called Time to Read Hebrew, Volume 1. There is not a PDF version available for this book, but you can purchase it on Amazon. The reason why I mentioned that I did not recommend it as a study tool probably for personal use, because it has a lot of Ashkenazi or Jewish references in here that are not Torah-based, but rather Ashkenazi culturally based. But as far as the lessons in here, they really help with the beginning phases. What I'm doing is, in the process of this study, is merging together my personal study and what works for me and my children, and using some of the lessons in here to create a more rounded practice. Instead of creating homework for it, it's really easy just to use the pages from this book as a study tool. Just to do a quick review, last time we were together in our last 2 lessons, we learned the following letters. We learned from today, we have aleph, we have mem, we have bet, shin, and tav from our last lesson. All right, and we learned that shin has 2 positions. You have a shin, and over here it makes this sound, just as a review. And then we learned Gimel and Dalet, just to keep us refreshed on the things we learned from the last one. We also learned 3 vowel points so far. So we have the one we learned today, which is the E sound, and we learned the A sound with these 2 vowel points. Okay, just to kind of give us a refresher. So we're going to do some review on the reading, and then I'll do like I did for the last lesson. And what I'll do is I'll show the pages, and you can pause and kind of write those in for some personal review. Okay. So let's do some review and some stuff with some new letters. We learned, we're going to look at first our 2 letters one more time. We're going to get those sounds down. Those sounds are very important. And if you haven't been practicing, I recommend that you do. So we know that this nikkud or vowel point makes the E sound. M or mem, makes the M sound. It's coming out before I got to it. Now, interesting, the aleph fits in words, but it gains its sound when there's no vowel points from other words. So it's silent until the other words tell it what to do. But when there's a vowel point, then it says the sound of the vowel. Okay, so it's not an ah sound. It says the sound of the vowel or what it's connected to. Okay, so let's do a little brief practice just to kind of get you ready for some of the homework later. So we have an aleph. This aleph makes what sound? Correct, it's silent, silent. But if this aleph, let's make sure we make those connect. If this aleph has this under it, what sound does that make? It makes a ah sound. Very good. If this aleph, if this aleph has this sound under it, what does it make? An ah sound. Very good. And if this aleph has this sound under it, what does it make? Correct, an E sound. Very, very good. Okay, that kind of will help later as we do some of those because there's going to be some words that are going to kind of trick you up. Okay, like this one. So the ba or the bet, I'm giving away freebies today. The bet makes the, correct, I gave it to you, the b sound. And this sound is the ah sound. And the aleph, you got it, silent. So this sound is, this word is ba. Very, very good. Okay, I'll give you another one. This one is using a sound that we had from last week. It's the Gimel. So you have Gimel and the aleph. And the vowel points here are these. So you take a crack at it. Gimel makes the. This sound makes the aleph is, and this sound is. So remember, when we're doing Hebrew, we go down, and then we go over here, and then go down. So we're blending these sounds together. All right, so we know the aleph is silent, but this sound makes this. So you have ga, ah. So it would look like this. Ga, ah. Ga, ah. Very good. All right, let's do a longer one. Let's stretch ourselves a little bit. Let's try something with some new ones and some old sounds. Some new sounds and old sounds. So we have an aleph, a bet, and a tav. All right? And our vowel points are looking a little like this. So this has some breakdowns, but think of it like when you're learning your syllables in school or as you did when you're younger. You want to go, so you get that pattern. So it's consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant. But when they're blended, it's sound, sound, sound. So you have 3 sounds you're going to make. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we know the aleph is silent. The vowel point is the E sound. This vowel point is the ah sound. And this consonant, b. And this consonant is the t sound. If it helps you to remember them, like I've been doing, write them out. So you can write it in the English form like I did, so you can read it this way, or you can keep it in the Hebrew form just to keep yourself reading from right to left. So you can go E, ba, and then you can go t, and read it this way just to keep your mind flowing in a Hebraic sense, if that helps you, if you write them down. E, ba, t, ebat. See it? E, ba, t. So you just read a very, very complicated but seemingly easy word because you knew what these sounds were. One of the things we were talking about over the break, if you guys have been following and there was a break in these videos, I was away at Sukkot and we were learning how to read Hebrew. We had a primarily adult audience, and what we did is we taught people that they already know these Hebrew words. You already know these sounds. These sounds are sounds you use every day. The symbols have just changed. So as you're reading these things, you'll see that these sounds are familiar. You're just learning what symbols now to look at to make these sounds. All right, we're going to give you 2 vocabulary words, because we do that in our videos. You have this one and this one. And these are words, especially for children and parents, that you can use every day, just like the other ones. All right, so let's sound it out. I'm not going to give you the clues. We're going to do it together. Aleph is silent. A, b, ba, silent. A, ba. I'll write it in the English way so you can see it. Abba. That's the English word for father. Okay? Next, we have this word, silent, e, a, silent, ma. Not Emma, but Ema, and that's the word for mother. So now you have the word for mother and father. All right, I'll give you a easy one so you can have this in your mind. Abba, right, is father. Abi is my father. Okay, and the same thing. Ima is mother. Imi, my mother. Can you guess what's making this my? It's this yod at the end. And this word where you see the yod at the end, it gives you the personal. It's my mother, my father. All right, I'll show you the pages that we're going to use for homework. And then this way, you can get some personal practice in of your own. So if you just want to screenshot or keep these pages, then you can have some practice work. And once again, this book is available on Amazon if you want the actual book. And there's some writing practice here. Some pairing practice. And that's a preview of the next lesson. So to go over what we learned and to start using those words we just learned with the vowel points, building on what we had before, just screenshot these pages and go through and read them so that you can get a better understanding of how to use these Hebrew words with their vowel points. Remember, you're going right to left and then consonant, vowel, consonant so that you can get a flow for your words. All right, shalom, shalom.